Hello, welcome once again to Poetry from the Dot. This is Dennis White and I'm George Wiley, and we are proud to represent the Downriver Poets and Playwrights, which meets monthly at the Bacon Library in Wyandotte on the first Tuesday at 6 p.m. These videos that you see, like this one, are part of the Wyandotte Connect Channel 15 series, and they're part of several things that we do for local poetry for the Downriver Poets and Playwrights. This is our way of reaching out beyond our meetings, and we've now produced something like 25 videos in the last 3 years. To give you some more information before you hear our poets, here's Dennis.
Hello. April is National Poetry Month, and we always like to celebrate National Poetry Month by having a public reading to share poetry with the community. This year is no exception. We will be having a poetry reading on April the 8th at the Downriver Council for the Arts Building on Chestnut in Wyandotte, and everyone is invited to attend. Poetry is so important to us. We like to share it, and we like to get feedback with what we're doing to see how you're liking it. So let us know. Let us know if you like what we're doing, if you like the poetry we're sharing, because this is what we're here for, to share a good poetry and bring it to you. Now it's now time to hear from poetry from members of our group. So let us go ahead and start the reading.
Hi, I'm Tom Porter, a rhyme writer from Woodhaven, back again. This first rhyme is like a New Year's resolution. It's called Laugh Last. You first suspect and then you come to know you could be used like a tool. It's always good to have awareness grow. The stage is set for anyone to play the fool. The trick is using what you've learned since then. The cues of ruse are a tease. Check your premises and think again. The stage is set to have a role in remedies. Laugh last and analyze figments of absurdity. Laugh last and recognize fictions in reality. While you can look at this in many ways, the point is to take a peek. Defog your thoughts so you see through the haze. Clearer thinking brings to mind transparent critique. This could sound funny and bring some a laugh, erupting derisively. But unsound thinking is what brings the gaffe that's later mocked and ridiculed decisively. Laugh last to minimize the nonsensical behest. Laugh last to realize that he who laughs last laughs best. End of poem.
Cup of Home by Patricia Barnes has received national recognition. Several of the poems included in Cup of Home have won first place in many poetry competitions. Patricia Barnes lives in Wyandotte, Michigan, and is an active member of several poetry organizations that include the Downriver Poets and Playwrights, Spring-Fed Arts, and the Poetry Society of Michigan. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Cup of Home, available on Amazon.
I'm Erica Bay. I'm a part of the Downriver Poet and Playwright Society organization, poetry. I've been inspired by Gil through other people. and I'd like to read a poem for you by him called Lavender. Unforgettable beauty of lavender appears in both the earth and the clouds of the sky, an aromatic flower, as well as part of many color changing shades of the daily heavens on high, creamy color in the sky, color of dawn, quickly there and then is gone. Light, violet, lavender, how unique is special glow, colored in nature in light lilac, amethyst, and airy purple indigo. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gil Sines, and I'd like to just discuss my latest book here. It's called Edge of a Fantasy and Other Poems. It's a collection of poems that are really just from different subjects of the past and different experiences that I've had and different ways of looking at things. And it's available on Amazon and also on Barnes & Noble.
Hi, I'm Carol Galloway, and I'd like to share a couple of new poems that I wrote with you this evening, and I hope that you enjoy them. The first one is called The Tree of Life. The tree of life, when you are born, you are a seedling. With each new day, you grow a little. With each life experience, you branch out and you learn to sway and bend with the rhythm of your life. You grow leaves to adorn and protect you. Your leaves change color with the seasons of your life. Your leaves reflect inner beauty and bring pleasure to those that experience life with you. Our life or journey on this earth is so short, so precious. Remember to enjoy every day of your life as your tree grows, to be kind to one another and experience the privilege of life that has been bestowed upon you as your tree of life grows and blossoms with each life experience. And then I have another poem I'd like to read for you this evening, and this one's called Ghost Rider in the Sky. And I wrote it about a painting that I did of a wild stallion. And also a little bit more background about this particular poem is that it is also following an Indian legend that the Indians believe that stallions do take the spirits of one to heaven when they die. So that's why the poem has some of its content. Ghost Rider in the Sky. There is a ghost rider in the sky. He rides his ebony black stallion through the galaxies of the stars in the moonlight. He is a rider that carries dreams of yonder for those that wander trails of dreams through the wondrous heavenly streams that gurgle and bubble with bright froth through the Milky Way that glistens like diamonds. He is a rider that carries the woes and hopes of all of God's creatures that thrive on earth's bounties. One day he will carry the sweet souls of our earthly bodies up into the heavens, wrapped in his cloak of elegant silks, to the gates of heaven, where all of God's children that are of kind spirit will certainly go. He is a spirit that protects God's creatures on their heavenly journey, so they shall not waver until they reach the promised gates that led to heaven's many favors. And then I do have one more poem that I would like to read for you this evening. And the name of that poem is Childhood Friends. Childhood friends. My childhood friends helped me in a way only I could know. We laughed and played games of pleasure that we would always treasure. We skinned our knees and fell out of trees. We ate penny candy that tasted so dandy. My childhood friends and I laughed from dawn to dusk. We had sleepovers and ate popcorn till our bellies ached and topped it off with cake. My childhood friends, where did they go? Why was I in such a hurry to grow?
Iguana Poems from Ecuador is a collection of selected writings and poetry by Jeanette V. Ferguson. In this chapbook, Jeanette writes letters to the iguanas, some of whom she has given names, and others she knew as a child growing up in Ecuador. Many of the poems are based on these letters. To obtain a copy of this chapbook, contact Jeanette at gferguson@gmail.com or write to her at the following address: J.V. Ferguson, Post Office Box 1034, Allen Park, Michigan 48101.
Hello, my name is George Wiley. I'm co-leader of the Downriver Poets and Playwrights. Because April is Poetry Month, I want to read a poem by one of America's greatest poets, Walt Whitman, who lived about 150 years ago. Walt was a young man in New York when the Civil War began, and he went from his home in Brooklyn down to Washington to take care of wounded soldiers that were coming in. The war had devastated and changed everybody's life because that war was spread around much of the country. And he wrote a poem in 1861 called Beat, Beat Drums. And it's about how people, citizens, are affected by a nearby war. Beat, beat drums, blow, bugles blow. Through the windows, through doors, burst like a ruthless force, into the solemn church and scatter the congregation, into the school where the scholar is studying. Leave not the bridegroom quiet, no happiness must he have now with his bride, nor the peaceful farmer any peace, plowing his field or gathering his grain. So fierce you whir and pound your drums, so shrill your bugles blow. Beat, beat drums, blow, bugles blow, over the traffic of cities, over the rumble of wheels in the streets. Our beds prepared for sleepers at night in the house, no sleepers must sleep in their beds. No bargainers bargain by day, no brokers or speculators would they continue. Would the talkers be talking? Would the singer attempt to sing? Would the lawyer arise in court to state his case before the judge? Then rattle quicker, heavier drums, your bugles wilder blow. Beat, beat drums, blow, bugles blow. Make no parley, stop for no expostulation. Mind not the timid, mind not the weeper or the prayer. Mind not the old man beseeching the young man. Let not the child's voice be heard, nor the mother's entreaties. Make even the trestles to shake the dead where they lie awaiting the hearses. So strong you thump, O terrible drums, so loud you bugles blow.
Hi, I'm Kathy Gibson. I have several chapters in this book, The Adventures of a Horse Named George. It was written by the members of the Wolf Creek Christian Writers in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. It's a collaboration of all of our writings to tell the story of George, the retired circus horse. He has quite a few adventures and has a lot of fun, a lot of farm friends, and it was a pleasure to be included in this publication. It is available on Amazon. It is written for about 8th grade level, so it's good for children and adults. Thank you.
Today I would like to read a poem for you. It was written by Marianne Bozinski, who is a member of our group. The title is Time Will Tell. Each time she ends one compulsion, another compulsive behavior would take its place. She knew she was hiding from something, trying desperately to fill some inner void and emptiness that would envelop her if she would allow herself time to feel, to stop covering her pain. Did I love you mean I need you? I want you to please, I want to please you. I feel like I have to take care of you. I don't want to be alone. Once all the compulsions are gone, she would know the truth. Was she loving, lovable, and precious? Or was she an empty shell, going through the motions, acting as if, but never really connecting with herself or anyone? Did she really want the answer? Or would it destroy her world? Time will tell. End of poem. A poem by Marianne Bozinski.
The Downriver Council for the Arts provides artists a unique retail space to sell one-of-a-kind handmade items. The gift shop at the Arts Center is open year-round during normal hours and special events. If you're looking for that special gift, consider giving art.
Now this one is a poem about endings, or an end. It's called In the End I See. In the end I see connivers could fleece us or could cease us. I see the goals are much the same. I see corrections are considered in this contemplative game. I see merit reaccepted in return for competence. In the end I see reservedly we relearn our common sense. In the end I see the players still tease us or displease us. I see the few immune to shame. I see precautions to consider in this cautionary game. I see the played dismayed enough to explore the evidence. In the end I see consistently we restore our common sense. In the end I see the cycle won't ease us or appease us. I see most know the faults to blame. I see analyses considered in this analytic game. I see the path of liberty as the lane to providence. In the end I see undoubtedly we regain our common sense. In the end I see the mindful bewitch us or enrich us. I see all sophistry is lame. I see the motives to consider in this motivative game. I see pointed rhyme and reason to deploy for our defense. In the end I see we finally re-employ our common sense.
Why Did I Remain in the Garden is George Wiley's first book, published in 2019. Because many of the poems are about flowers, birds, and nature, he gave it this name. An avid gardener and amateur photographer, he used his own photos in the book. Why Did I Remain in the Garden can be found on Amazon. The publisher called it stirring, heartwarming, nostalgic, and emotionally powerful poetry and poise encompassing a lifetime of experiences.
I am Giselle Ferguson from Allen Park, Michigan. I have been a member of the Downriver Poets since before COVID time. It was a pleasant surprise to find with the group a mentor who was very generous, Marianne Bozinski, who helped me to break down my fears of sharing my poetry due to my second language issues. She did so well that I wrote poems to my late mother for over 2 years. And now I'm going to share one poem that I wrote for my late father, who passed away many years ago. Finding peace with my late father. Father, now I see you. Now I see you. Just now. Father, today I saw the blue butterflies. Pilping Tucuna, Quechua language for butterflies. Yes, the blue butterflies of resurrection and ascension. They arrived just in time for your birthday, Father. Now, yes, Father, it's me. I welcome you to be present in my life now. Now, you are finally reunited with the mother you lost so early in life, and many of your loved ones. I understand. Yes, Father, now I fully understand your behaviors back then. Now I am able to accept you just as you are. Now your painful silence has new meaning for me. Now I can see you far under a new light. Now, Father, with deep gratitude I say, muchas gracias, Father. Now having rediscovered you in all your essence, Father, now I see you. Now I see you. Just now. Thank you. I even wrote a chapbook about iguana poems from Ecuador. From my understanding as a child raised in a strict Catholic school, I remember in silence listening to the Catholic teachings from the nuns, and I saw the iguanas in the park every day. I was born and raised close to the famous iguana park from Ecuador, and I saw the iguanas practicing a spiritual discipline, a spiritual teachings, and a spiritual life like the nuns just taught me. So in my child's mind, iguanas are the perfect example of spiritual mastery. Here I have a poem called The Holiness in Every Iguana. Derived from prehistoric teachings and traditions from Isabela Island, Wall of Tears, and the Galapagos Islands of Ecuador. These from letters and spiritual messages regarding the suffering, and from the ancient spiritual teachings of the Holy Blue Land Iguana, and from my own living experiences and of the hopes and sorrows of humankind. Here she is, the Holy Blue Iguana of freedom and liberation. She can be your spiritual companion while you walk through the cruel desert of your life. She walks praying without ceasing, step by step. She prevails over all the other beings, and she guides them step by step. She brings with her the luminous light of the divine, step by step. The Holy Iguana will bring the blessed waters of the Holy Spirit to quench your thirst. She will bring the windows of heaven to keep you safe and warm. She provides us refuge in her grotto all through the night. She never sees you as a sinner. She will never condemn you. She accepts you unconditionally. She believes in your innocence, believes in your clean heart. She requires no sufferings or penance from you. There is no room for guilt or shame in her heart. Because you are welcome into her light and love, her holiness is granted by the divine. Let go any fears of trusting her. Embrace the Holy Blue Land Iguana. She is your spiritual guide for many lifetimes. not just in this life, but in any role you choose, but only if you adore her. Thank you. There is more for next time.
We hope you enjoyed the poets that you just saw. You can see this program every day on Wyandotte Connect Channel 15. Here's Dennis to close it out.
We'd like to thank you for watching this program. We bring it to you in hopes that we will spark interest in poetry. And if you do have an interest, you may want to pursue it. If you would like to come see what we do as a group with the Downriver Poets, you are welcome to come visit us. We meet on the first Tuesday of each month at the Bacon Memorial Library and at 6 p.m. Come and check us out, and we are always welcome new poets, new voices. Come see what we do. I'd like to thank Joel Atkins and Richard
Campbell.
Richard Campbell, I'm sorry about that, for their technical assistance in filming this for us and allowing us to get this program to you. We want to continue bringing these poetry programs to you, and like I say, let us know if you like what you're seeing. If you have suggestions, let us know. Regarding our April reading at the DCA, the Downriver Council for the Arts, I forgot to mention earlier that the theme of that poetry reading is famous women poets. And there are so many wonderful women poets that we don't always talk about or think about, and we'd like to share a wealth of their poetry with you on April 8th. So, thank you for being here again, and we hope we see you next time at Poetry from the Dot.